Hey everyone, KitaSean here, so welcome back to another Fate Grand Order video. As 2025 is getting closer, I'm sure many of you masters are very excited to spend your Saint Quartz for the servants releasing next year in the global version of Fate Grand Order. There are so amazing servants being released, not only strong servants, but servants masters just want to collect. I mean, look at the list of banners that are coming out for you guys in 2025. It's insane. It doesn't matter if you are F2P, Dolphin, or a whale. The year 2025 is going to hurt your Saint Quartz and your bank account. I have to note that this top 10 will only consist of new servants, no reruns. I'm probably going to make a video on that of the best rerun servants for 2025, so look forward to that. But for now, we're just focusing on the new servants. Creating this top 10 was really hard due to the amount of servants releasing in 2025. I will totally understand if you disagree with me on my list, but like always, let me know in the comment section below. I also need to note that I took Nidocris Alter off this list due to her being rated up right now in the global version. If she was released in 2025, then yeah, I would definitely put her on this list, but because of that sole reason, I decided to take her off. Toward the end of this video, I will make some honorable mentions, so look forward to that as well. So without any further ado, let's get right to it. Starting off at number 10 is going to be Medusa Saber, 5-star quick saber. She is a great single target saber that excels against earth and man attributed enemies. She is no doubt great for challenge quests and boss fights due to her ability to petrify. Her first skill has a 100% chance and her MP has a 40% chance, so she has 2 chances to do that. She also has an amazing third skill that gives her invincibility for 3 attacks 3 turns, grants self debuff immunity for 3 times 3 turns, and critical attack chance resistance. Medusa Saber, hands down, one of the best sabers in the game in my opinion. I actually think she's considered to be the best quick saber single target in the game right now. So yeah, I highly recommend rolling for her. At number 9, we have Naro Draco, a 5-star beast class servant, a very strong servant who has an advantage over the 7 basic classes. She is weak against the extra classes, but it's not that common that you're going to bring her to those quests anyways. So yeah, she's still really strong against the 7 basic classes. She has plenty of ways to gain Noble Phantasm gauge every turn, 30% per turn to be more specific, strong against Roman and dragon type enemies, has many useful skills that benefits her perfectly, burn damage is quite high, and due to her having both Roman and dragon trait, she can fit perfectly in teams that focus on those traits. Her Noble Phantasm is an arts MP, but her command card deck has 1 quick and arts and the rest busters. This does make it a bit awkward to gain MP from the command cards, but it doesn't change the fact you can bring art supports for her. Her MP damage is on the weaker side, so anything that can help increase the damage is perfect for her. At number 8, we have Summer Milcine, 5-star ruler. She is your typical attack type ruler who is strong against chaotic alignment enemies and earth attributed enemies. What makes her a great ruler is that she has arts and MP damage buffs, critical star gain, absorptions, and damage up 3 turns, and easy to charge up the MP gauge. Her ruler class does prevent her from taking on higher difficulty quests, and she doesn't have any abilities to go against certain gimmicks, but that doesn't change the fact that she is a very strong servant. So at number 7, we have 4-star servant Summer Chloe. This 4-star Avenger is a great support type servant. I honestly debated if I wanted to put her on this list or not, because I mean, a lot of SSR servants in 2025 are really strong, but personally I think Chloe is just such a great support character in the year 2025 that I had to put her on this list, and I thought 7 was probably the sweet spot for her. But this 4-star servant again is a great support. She helps out the party so much, especially quick type parties. Attack up, critical damage up, increase critical damage with quick cards, targetable guts, MP damage up, and a 10% MP battery. Like, that's just so much. But what makes Chloe unique is that she can move herself to the back of the party so that you can bring out a servant from your reserve for interesting setups. So at number 6, we have the anniversary servant, Tono Saber, also known as Swimsuit Morgan. Her first skill is great. This is probably what makes her promising in a way. Can increase the party's MP by 10% for 3 turns, 50% battery to self, critical stars for 3 turns, and MP damage up for 3 turns, which is great for the buster looping. Yes, she can buster loop. Her next 2 skills work well with each other, but there are some conditions you need to meet in order to get the full benefits out of them. Her second skill is basically a charisma, but the lower the party's HP, you gain additional 10% attack up. You don't want your party's HP to be low because you want them to survive, so you want to add guts so that you can benefit from that second skill. So what's really cool about Tono is that her third skill can actually give guts. It also gives a 50% MP battery to the party, which is insane. The only issue is that her third skill has a 5-turn cooldown at the start of battle. So once you enter battle, you have to wait 5 turns before you can use the third skill. You can obviously use servant skills and mystic codes to bring down the turns, but that's just a waste of resources in my opinion. And on top of that, after you use the third skill, it has a 10-turn cooldown as well, and that's super long. So yeah, her second and third skill are meant to shine in challenge quests, but she doesn't have any other abilities that help out against challenge quest gimmicks. Another issue I have with her is that you need to have multiple copies of her so that you can fully benefit from the damage she can deal. She can deal extra damage against evil alignment enemies, but the percentage depends on her MP level. At number 5, we have 5-star alter ego Larva Tiut. I already know many of you masters are going to be rolling for Tiut, so you don't have to tell me twice in the comment section. She is an alter ego with so many buffs that benefit her perfectly. 50% MP battery, attack and MP damage up, as well as a buster up. She also has some abilities that work well against boss fights and challenge quests, such as a 60% chance to stun, curse, reduce critical attack chance, give party 10% MP, skill ceiling, and healing. If they can give her something to protect herself other than heal, that would be super nice. She has no issues with buster looping as long as you have Black Rail, Double Koyanskaya, and Oberon. Number 4, we actually have my favorite servant that's going to be coming out in 2025 for you guys, Kulukan. She has mostly everything: party attack up, targetable 50% battery, evade, ignore evasion, can protect herself, increase her buster performance, which helps her a lot due to having 3 buster command cards and a buster MP. Kulukan's skill does have a price of 10 crit stars, but that's not an issue if you pair her up with Koyanskaya. But she can also provide stars with her MP, which drops 30 crit stars. Her passive also gives 10 crit stars every turn as well. But what is crazy about her passive is that she gains anti-purge defense, which is basically the Castoria invincibility. She gains this when regular invincibility is applied to her, basically converts it. She hits really hard, has multiple ways to gain crit stars, has many ways to protect herself. The only problem with her is that she is a foreigner class, which basically she's dealing neutral damage. Now if she was a berserker class, hot damn, she would be broken. At number 3, we have Castoria Summer, also known as Burstoria. 5-star single target berserker. She has everything you want to see in an arts berserker: critical damage up, MP battery, increase her arts performance, critical stars, two ways to protect herself, one of them being regular invincibility and the other is a party anti-purge defense for one attack, one turn after using her MP. You're most likely going to pair her up with regular Castoria, so keep in mind that you can't stack both of the anti-purge defense, so try not to use Castoria's MP at the same time and time it right. She is anti-chaos, divinity, and threat to humanity, which there are lots of those servants in the challenge quest and boss fights, though two of those anti-traits are overcharge effects, but that's not a problem because she can overcharge her MP by 2 stages. I do wish that they gave her some abilities to take on challenge quests and boss fights because of the gimmicks that are presented in those quests. At number 2, we have Ptolemaeus. Honestly, at first, I didn't think too much about him when he first came out, but as I started using him more, man, he is such a strong and fun servant to use. Ptolemaeus is a servant who can change his MP type, allowing you to have options. His Buster MP is single target, while his AoE MP is an arts type. Because of his MPs, he's able to pair up with Buster and arts supports. His skills are amazing as well: increase party's attack, heal, gain critical stars, art damage, buster damage, critical attack chance resistance for 3 turns, a 50% MP battery, and can increase his own MP damage for 3 turns. He can also change his MP type during battle. The only issue I have with him is that his third skill forces him to change, but of course depending on the quest you are in, that might actually be beneficial, but most of the times it kind of messes up your setup. Before revealing the number 1 servant, here are some honorable mentions: Takizawa Bakin, Pope Joanne, Bima, Summer Suzuka Gozen, Doryu Yudona, Talag, Dorga. Like, again, 2025 has so many amazing servants. Like, I already have this list of servants here in my honorable mentions. That's how crazy 2025 is going to be. So again, I completely understand if you change up the top 10 with any of these servants that I just listed. So our number 1 servant is going to be Tezcatlipoca. Many of you guys hated his design, probably still do, and you know who you are. But this guy, I love his design, I love his character, and hey, he's actually a super popular servant. Like, there are so many fans, not only here in the West, but especially in Japan. Like, everyone loves Tezcatlipoca. He is a 5-star assassin who is arts focused, and man, he packs a punch. He produces some insane damage numbers. How good? Well, let's say he's right behind Ibuki Summer, which is crazy to say because he's an assassin class. He is also a servant that excels in the challenge quest. He has many abilities that can support him through those long fights, can of course help himself, the party, and what's also really great is that he actually has ignore invincibility with his MP. What is also cool is that he has a passive skill that increases the master skills by 10%. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but still, it's something. So Tezcatlipoca releases a week before Kulukan, which is basically, I want to say late January, early February maybe, and obviously that's going to be a struggle on the Saint Courts because these 2 servants are just really strong, and of course you have to keep in mind that this entire year is going to have a lot of amazing servants. What's really cool about Tezcatlipoca is that he actually gets another rate up later on the year, so if you really want to use your Saint Courts on the other servants, I think that's okay to skip the first rate up and just wait for the second rate up and roll for him then. So there you guys have it. That was my top 10 must roll servants for FGO in 2025 for the global version. Now, if I would make this list just SSRs, then Chloe would obviously be off this list. I would just put her alongside Castoria Summer. I mean, Suzuka goes in also in the same banner with Castoria Summer and Summer Chloe. So if I were to remove Chloe, I'd put Dorga in my top 10. I put Dorga at number 10, and then Milsine, Summer, Medusa Saber, as well as Draco will move up a spot. So yeah, that's how I see my top 10 for 2025 for FGO Global. Now again, there is just so many amazing servants for FGO 2025 Global, so you guys can definitely change up the top 10 however you want. I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of different top 10s, but to me, these are the 10 most strong servants of 2025. But I would love to know your top 10. Please do comment down below and let me know, because I'm really interested to see what you guys think. So yeah, that's basically about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.